Every year I say I'm not doing this shit. Every year I say I'm not doing it. I will not be stressed out. Every year, here I am, stressed out over his birthday.
She said, but I know she don't mean it.
Hey y'all, I'm Kiki Hunter.
What's good, people? I'm Mark Hunter.
Welcome
Welcome
to
to
the
the High
Hunt Life
Life
Podcast.
Podcast.
We created this podcast to give a real view of life as millennials navigating the world.
Real life discussions about the struggles our generation go through from family, love, and everyday life.
What's good, people's Hunt here.
Hey y'all, it's Kiki.
Oh, see, we was ready to do this episode this week.
Wow.
Welcome to the Hunt Life Podcast, episode 33, The Real GOAT, Scottie Pippen. It is.
You would think I would.
Oh, get used to it. Well,
Still, I'm getting there.
we still got a bunch of more NBA players and NFL players to go.
Wow. I'm
Hey.
interested to see how far you're gonna go with this.
I told you the highest we can go up is to 99, and that's JJ Watt. After that, that's it. It's like not 100. Like, you're a wild ass human being if you got 100 on your jersey. But this is episode 33 of the Hunt Life Podcast. And on this episode, we will be talking about raising kids in the future where they can do just about anything that they want to do. So, how was your week?
Busy. Santana's
Mhm.
about to take me out. Like, y'all, I promise y'all. Like, his birthday is coming up. Every year. Every year I say I'm not doing this shit. Every year I say I'm not doing it. I will not be stressed out. Every year, here I am, stressed out over his birthday.
She said, but I know she don't mean it. The only
It's
difference
not-
is this year it's not so much of a we got to do this and do that.
Yeah.
It's starting to get a little bit condensed because he's getting older. So
Yeah.
the older he get, the less that he be expecting, like
Is it?
decoration wise. Yeah, because I mean, what he's gonna do at a 13th birthday? Like, what kind of character he gonna have?
Who knows? These kids these days, they having Fortnite parties, they having Roblox parties.
That's what he never had. He ain't
a
had a
gaming
Fortnite party. He ain't had a
So I was like,
Roblox
oh, give
party.
him time. Like,
Roblox might be next year. Knowing him.
but yeah, every year I say I'm not doing it, and every year here I am doing it, stressed out. So I'm still pulling stuff together last minute per usual. I'm waiting on stuff, packages to be delivered. I gotta go pick up his cake tomorrow because, of course, they're not open on Sunday or Monday. And his birthday falls on Columbus. Listen, it's a whole thing that's going on. Okay, his the whole 2 weeks and took me out leading up to his birthday. It's just a thing. I don't even know why I fight it no more.
I don't know too.
Because it shouldn't be. It's too much.
Oh, it is, but what you gonna do? It's your kids.
Yeah, it'll be over soon.
Mm-hmm.
But
Then
at least
it's your
not,
birthday.
Yeah, but
Yeah, we don't have to do so much for your birthday because we're not kids.
I don't know when they do nothing for my birthday though.
Cap, but okay.
Like, wow, that's crazy.
It is.
What? I don't know when they do nothing for my birthday.
Bro, you finna be out here making a whole outfit and everything.
No,
And it
not
depends on the weather. Mm-hmm.
Oh no, yes I am. I like that fast.
I
Because
know.
I was thinking of a shirt.
I know.
I was thinking of a shirt earlier and I was like, oh, and I forgot it. I don't remember what it is.
I know.
It'll come back to me.
I know.
It'll come back. But that's not doing nothing though. That's just I don't do nothing for my birthday.
No, you hang out. You be out around.
Not really. I'm gonna tell you what it is with my birthday. I think people feel guilty because after my 30th birthday, I ain't getting nobody called me, right? Because it didn't fall on Thanksgiving, and so I think everybody's been on a guilt trip about it. That's really what I think. Because my daddy forgot. Everybody forgot because it wasn't on Thanksgiving and my birthday is usually on Thanksgiving, like the day before, the day after. It's right there. So everybody count my birthday. My birthday is on Thanksgiving, everybody, and that's the past couple years it hasn't, so
Mhm.
it threw everybody off. So they had to be like, remember my birthday. But yeah, it's been a crazy busy week, and I can't wait to get his birthday out the way and go on vacation for a second, like from no schooling and just get my stuff back together.
That's what's up.
Hmm. You care to share?
Well, I was just waiting on you to ask me because it seems like you always forget and
I
then you
do
remember.
not.
You be ready for the dead air though. You be let it get quiet so I can project myself.
You know what?
For me, I mean, interesting, I could say the least.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah, because it's nothing like personal, as in like family wise. Life is good. So I'm not like it's not personal wise. It's the perception. It's the media. It's like all the extra stuff that's
Mark
going
has been
on.
online being toxic, y'all.
Oh
Like
yeah,
he's
I
been, I
have.
mean, really being very toxic. He's
I
been
never
online
said
being
I was the
toxic.
one that went toxic, but man,
He got a, I keep telling people, Mark got a whole separate life online. Like he lives a total, like if you was to
you can't
text me,
say it like that. It sounds like I'm out here wilding.
listen, listen. I'm telling, like I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. He be wilding online. I'm telling you, he got a totally separate life online.
But I'm still who I am in person. It's just
You,
I be trolling more than
he's an
anything.
introvert, but he's extroverted online. That's what I say. He an online extrovert.
When I want to be.
He be social online.
Okay, when I want to be, I be out there in them online
Like
streets.
he be in the comment. Boy, don't catch him in no chat session. Oh, baby, don't catch him in the chat room. Okay, because listen,
Not a chat room on somebody live. Like,
y'all know what I mean.
dang.
Don't do that. Yeah, you know
What
what
is
I mean.
this? Early 2000s? Talking about a chat room. Like,
Y'all know what I mean. Don't do that. Yeah, because I was texting the AOL.
mm-hmm. All the
Like,
different chat rooms and stuff.
mm-hmm. We wouldn't have no business in them chat rooms.
Yeah, but when you think about it, the chat rooms is just like lives these days.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's just now you can see people's face. But besides that, because y'all know we'll get into the rant, we'll start rambling.
Mm-hmm.
But besides that, like everything else been fine. It's just the perception and the way that people be acting online and the way that people be coming for us black men. I don't like that. Mm-mm. Hell nah, I don't like that. But we'll get into that on the rant. But let's get into this topic about raising kids in the future where they can be anything. And I think it's interesting. It's interesting. Like it's very interesting. We decided to do this episode around this time because it is going to be our son's birthday. But on top of it being his birthday, it's like we talk about like all the little different things behind the scenes when it comes to like how we raise our kids. And it's like the way that we choose to raise our kids, we choose to raise our kids to not be like workers. We choose them to be like bosses. Like for us, it was a separation. The thing about us was that if you had like people in your life that kind of sort of understood what was going on and what the future was pivoting to, then they kind of sort of lean more on trying to tell you to like learn how to code, learn how to like type and all these different things because they was aware that the future was coming towards that. So with us, because we're aware of how like online and stuff is going, we know that you can pretty much like do anything online.
Another thing, I don't think our parents.
Yeah, that's why I said that if it's somebody that knew what the future was gonna like come to, like for me, because my cousin, his father was into computers, he made sure that we knew how to do stuff on computers.
Right.
So that was the thing. He was like, but what y'all not gonna be is like computer illiterate because the computer is the future.
Yeah.
Nobody really understood him at that moment when he was saying it.
Mm-hmm.
But as we started getting older and we started getting more indoctrinated with the internet, they start realizing like, oh nah, he was like really on
That's
to
what
something.
yeah.
because that's at the beginning when MySpace started picking up.
Yeah, we had a lot, but I don't think a lot of people didn't have it. Like I didn't have it. Like a lot of my parents, my parents old school, so it's like you didn't do credit cards, you didn't do the internet, you didn't do like they left it up to the school to teach, and like you like because we were young, but we caught on quickly to it, and it was just like okay, but it was like be the worker, do the job. And then we from the country too. Like my parents was born and raised and moved in like in the country, so it was also them being in a bigger city and trying to understand how to keep up with where they brought us, because regardless of where people, demographics matter.
Yeah, it does.
So coming from a small town that don't have a whole lot and coming to a big city that has a whole lot of stuff and a whole lot to offer, I don't think they understood how to pivot that for our benefit in the right ways. Like, yeah, for like entertainment wise, but not in ways to prepare us for the future.
Yeah.
I say that. So I didn't really have nobody to be like, hey, because now I look back and I be like, dang, I had opportunities.
Yeah,
but I didn't
like
take any of the
opportunities
opportunities.
Yeah.
I didn't take any of them because it was like, I don't do that. Like, what I'm gonna do that? Like, I was running somebody's social media account when I was like 16, 17 years old. Like a celebrity Twitter page. Like I was like you didn't take that stuff serious because it wasn't a thing back then. You know what I'm saying? Like now it's a thing to run somebody's.
We showing our age. Look at that. The beginning of Twitter, bro, MySpace. Like, the beginning of Facebook and stuff
baby,
that.
shut your page down for a whole day, baby, reconstruct. What? All the letters. Come on. Like, they had the song, you could switch out the songs, you have it on. Listen. It was a time. We didn't understand it. Even marketing jobs. I had jobs to show me how to like do that was going to teach me how to do this, and never took it because I was like, where that's not like I didn't feel like it was gonna lead anywhere. But that's because I didn't have anybody to really tell me like you might want to take up that. You might want to take that up, because now I need that because I'm a business owner. Then, like I said, I never saw myself being a business owner. I was told to get a good job out of my life, get a good job, work a career, like stay there, retire. That's what I was taught. That's how I was taught. So in today's world, go to college. Like that's just what's the thing. So in today's world, you don't even need college.
Yeah,
that
was our parents. Our parents was big up on like go to college. And it's like it's no fault to them. That was instilled in them.
In them, yeah.
So they knew that at least if you go to college and get a college degree, then you're able to have a good job that you can retire from. So like I don't really like fault them, like none of our parents, like especially of our generation of the millennials, I don't really like fight our parents about that situation just on that, because they didn't understand.
No, I don't fault them. I just think that it was because they didn't, that's like
because they just getting online 10 years ago to a certain extent.
Yeah.
So it's like they really didn't understand
it, and they didn't try. That's the part with them that it's like they didn't try to understand it. Like my parents didn't. Like they didn't ask questions. It was just a no. Like it was almost like it was the devil. Like, no, you're not. You're not doing that. We're not doing that. I don't care.
I think
like,
Y2K spooked a bunch of our parents.
You think so?
Yeah.
It could have.
Like that whole rumor for Y2K, like everything was gonna shut down and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like that could have like spooked all of them from like trying to pivot all of us towards the internet.
Yeah, because I just remember like my mom would never, like my parents and then my daddy wouldn't like, my daddy still don't know how to work that now. Like unless I was just gonna say unless I'm about to say because
he be on Twitter. Like he be up on TikTok. He on TikTok.
Yeah, he be on baby. But then I was also at one point having to be like, hey, you getting scammed, don't do like teaching them the social like awareness. You can't do you can't do that.
All right, Granny, quit sending me these.
Yeah, like you have to it's etiquette.
No, that's not your long lost cousin. They're trying to scam you. Like
you have to do etiquette. So you have to still trying to get there. Like we have aunties that just it's a hard thing to grasp still today, which is crazy to me because it's been around like a good amount of time, not like a long time, still fairly new. At the
Yeah,
same
the internet
time,
has been around
that's
for like
what
20 years,
yeah,
but
it's
they only been online for 5 to 10 years.
yeah.
So it's like it's still like new to them. For us, it's not really new to us because
We kind of grew
we
up with
built
it.
the internet.
Yeah, we was
Like,
the test dummies for it.
yeah,
Like from
straight,
the
yeah.
phones to the little digital games on the
Hmm.
phones to like them being like okay, like going from flip phones like the regular phone like we have now to the well not now without the touch screen. I don't know like the old back in school,
Buttons,
yeah, the buttons.
like from
Then the
buttons
flip phone,
to
then
the
the flip sidekick.
sidekick.
Yeah, so it was evolutions that happened with us
And we
that made it
watched the whole
cooler.
entire thing, and we also like pivoted.
Mhm.
Just like for me, like growing up, when we want to talk about like missed opportunities of like doing stuff online, is my big missed opportunity was like doing the Madden stuff.
Okay, I thought that was gonna say, let me see if he can see it. Cause
Yeah,
like
Madden,
I remember
because
now
I
that
was
I
on
was telling
a
him he should do it. I
like
was
I
like, when
was
I
one of the
mean,
game I was on Madden Game Changers for like at least 4 to 5 years. Like,
yeah,
but I didn't understand that people was gonna be in the future watching people play games online.
yeah,
I was just doing that because I never
that's what
really
he,
missed the Madden and I
yeah,
wanted to be a part of the beta test and stuff. Pause. But I wanted to be a part of like the early testing. Like I wanted to make sure I had Madden early and play the game and stuff like that. Because it, regardless of the fact, I wanted to do something with computers.
yeah,
I even like went to college. Don't get on my ass about that. But like, yeah, I even went to college to like do computer like security. But for the simple fact of that, I didn't know that YouTube was gonna be what YouTube is today. Because I've been on YouTube since the beginning. Like,
I think a lot of us have. It's just
yeah,
some
we
people
all have.
stay,
I stayed. I
and
never
yeah, I
left
like he
really
wanted people to
YouTube. I
stay.
maybe left for like maybe 2, 3 years. But like
Yeah,
besides that, like I was like
he's been
consistently on
on YouTube.
YouTube.
He had,
Like
he,
YouTube has always like been there. Like I have people that's up on my YouTube page that like I've been watching for since like 17, since 15 type stuff. Like when they was starting on YouTube, I was watching them when they was starting.
yeah,
But it's like when we was younger, I didn't understand that. But as I like got older, it's like, dang,
yeah. It's like that. Yeah.
they was at the beginning of it and I was like
Mhm.
right there,
Yeah.
but I didn't understand it. I didn't like want to take that chance because everybody was pushing the whole go
Go
to
to
college
college,
and get a
get the career.
degree.
Yeah. It's no money in like these
Yeah,
video
there's no money in
games
video
and the
games. That was what was
internet.
big up
Like
on
y'all don't
that.
want to do nothing but sit on like it was that was the what was being preached to most of us. So we missed a lot of opportunities for stuff that now we happen to still need it anyways. So just think about how beneficial that could have been at that young age. Like now, like I feel like I'm trying not to be our parent because
Yeah.
like I said, the internet is not new to us, but it's still fairly new. Like when you talk about the invention of the telephone, just in general, the invention of TV, right? Like first communications, when you think about how long they've been around and then you think about the internet, hasn't been around very long.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of like, that's about like, yeah, 20 years, 20, 30 years, man. We'll give it 30. We'll round it up because it was out before they gave it to us, you know what I'm saying? So,
Because if you even give the kids these days a remote control and like tell them to find something on cable,
baby,
they wouldn't
don't
understand
know
it
what to
because
do.
that's not them.
They be like, you
That's
ain't got
not
no Netflix.
like, yeah, that's not the future. Hell, a bunch of us don't even really know how to work that stuff no more. We'll like remember it, but it's
Yeah.
like, nah, that's not what we do. But the pivot all listen to like raising our kids towards the future is the simple fact of that now when you talk to
We're the
kids these days, since we the
parents.
parents and you
We're the
talk to kids
parents.
these
That's like,
days,
do like, wait, what is that? What is
they
you talking
all
about?
want to be
What?
YouTubers.
That's a conversation we've had to have with Santana a lot over the past probably year.
And
Like,
he don't understand that he is a YouTuber.
it's
It's just you're
just
not a professional, like full-time YouTuber. I
it's
think
teaching
that's the
him that
part that they need
YouTube
to
is a
understand.
thing that it's like a place of work. right? Like YouTube is a place of work, but that's not what you do. Like, what do
Yeah.
you like have a title for something that you actually do? Because we had this conversation last year with him, and it was like, well,
What exactly do you want to
want to
do
do
on
on
YouTube?
YouTube, because YouTube, like I said, think of it like an office. This is your job. This is where you go if you had a job. But they still have skills that they actually do. It's just you're watching them do that
Yeah, it's
skill.
different
So it's
sectors up on it,
teaching
and
him
what do you
how
want to do
to
so we can pivot you towards the right sector that you need to be in.
right. And then like it's other things that like it's they have so much access to stuff, and then like they literally can be whatever they want. Like if he said he wanted to sit online and
Review TV, old TV shows.
he could do like it's crazy. If he said he wanted to just build freaking chairs, but he could really do it. Like they can literally do anything. If he wants to go outside and just walk in different types of grass and put that on, like he could, that's literally something that you can do. Like because that is somebody out there somewhere is like going to be watching that. Like it's insane that the kids have this much access to things, and it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. And for me as a parent, I'm trying not to be our parents. We're being like shutting things down because one, I don't understand it, and then two, like how do I maneuver this and still keep you safe?
Yeah.
But prepare you for it, because like certain things, like recently, like what took me on the spiral, I've been waiting on this episode. He asked for a virtual. He asked for VR.
Like she finna call out the whole thing virtual reality.
He
We
asked for
know
virtual reality.
VR.
Everybody might not know. Like,
My bad, but yeah, he asked for like VR. And me, on one hand, I'm like, no,
baby, he shut it down.
because I don't feel like that
well,
he's
that's
ready.
a very old school mentality. Like,
but it's not about being the old school
it wasn't
mentality.
after you explained it,
I
because he
knew
was just like
exactly
a
what it
no.
was.
He was just like, ain't happening. And I was like, well, dang. Like, I thought I would be the one that be like, nah, like, absolutely not. But he was more so, I was kind of like, because I don't want to get comfortable shutting stuff down. Because my shutdown was because I don't know what that is. Like, I know what it is, but I don't know what it entails, right?
My
And then my
shutdown.
thing was like, bro, like I don't need you mixing realities. Like I need to know what real life is like. And so I didn't want to go into this perspective of I don't fully understand what it is, how it functions, like what it does. So I was like, I will prefer to get more education on it for myself before I give it to you to do.
Yeah.
And like after doing a little bit of research, I was like, okay, yeah, you're not. It's not age appropriate. It's just not.
Yeah, that's
like
my whole main
it teed
thing.
me off to where I was like, I went down a rabbit hole of kids on it, like on the VR. And like kids were hurting themselves, they was bumping into stuff. Like I was just like, who in their right mind would be giving their kids like little like kids way younger than sense and like Maddox age? And I was like, why would you be giving them that? Because mentally and maybe that's because I have a medical background.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about what the functions of the brain does. So I'm like, their brain is not even developed enough to understand to mix reality. Because that's what it is. That's what it is. Your brain has to be processed enough and developed enough to be able to
correlate
tear it apart.
The difference.
Like this is real life and this is a game, but with that they have you're in it. You're in it. You can't see. You can't. So it is the reality. They're making worlds that's reality. In the future, people can literally check out of this world and go check into that one. And
that was called metaverse. That was just too soon.
Yeah, but I don't think it went nowhere.
Oh no, it's still there.
It's for the future. So that's why I was like, it's teaching him how to navigate that. And like, instead of telling him just like, no, like our parents did, like, no. Like I had to hide my space from my parents. But like, I mean, if y'all watching it now, you know I had one. But
yeah, but I think everybody had to hide their MySpace and stuff like that for a while because our parents didn't understand it.
Yeah,
and just like how we all had to hide our Black Planet.
Yeah,
because our parents didn't understand it.
But it was so I had that moment because you don't want to get too comfortable being like no, but you also, like I said, want to be able to guide them to keep them safe and be like, okay.
Yeah, but we don't tell our kids no to a lot of things. So I didn't have a feeling of like, oh, this is the end of the world for him because I told him no for
It wasn't the
this.
end of the world. It was just
But I stand firm up on my no because I'm aware that not only are you like really like inside of the game, like, but it's the simple fact of that because at this moment they are really pushing more like shooting games for them and they in that age. And I don't want him to like get
I told
too
him.
familiar with like shooting a gun and it's like it really looks like that you're shooting a gun when it comes to AR. I mean VR. I'm fine with you like doing it, playing like Fortnite and stuff
And it
like
took us a
that.
while to get
But it
there.
took a while for us to let him play
Play
Fortnite
Fortnite. It
because I
did.
wasn't ready for him to like play with guns all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's other games out there. I don't want you to get too stuck into one box to where you're not gonna expand your horizon when it comes to playing video games. Because it's a shitload of games that kids can play.
Mm-hmm.
To where your kids should not have to be up on shooting games all day.
Yeah.
So it's like I wanted him to experience all the other games. So it's like, all right, yeah, you like playing Fortnite, but there's other games that you can play too.
Mm-hmm.
You could play your Spider-Man game, like, and he done beat every single Spider-Man game. Like now he's going to like God of War because he's really into story mode games, and that's what I wanted him to do, to where you can evolve in the game and thing. But for you to have like a shooting game on VR, that's a no go for me.
Oh yeah, I never tell him whenever we do decide like he's age appropriate, it's come back in a year because it's ain't no Libras do Libra.
Because
So you
even
could tell him no, and he'll never ask you that. And that's the thing about his dad. He's like, no, it's no. I'm like, well, Santana's you tell him no, he never gonna ask you for nothing again. And it's like, I don't. It's because we're still it's teaching them how to communicate and then teaching them how to navigate the world that they're in, then trying to understand the world that they're in, and also understand what the future is going, and then how to protect them from that. Like it's just it's chaotic because you also got to understand your child. And he's a particular child where like you tell him no, he's not asking you, like he not bringing the subject up no more. So it's like no, let's review this like maybe next year.
yeah,
And we could talk about it, but in the event of whenever we do allow you to get the game, because eventually we know it's only going to get worse with him asking. He's going to eventually feel that it's only going to build because it's not going nowhere, right? We know it's not going nowhere, but it's also like being like that's absolutely not gonna be a thing.
yeah. But
Like
I
you
had a whole plan
absolutely
into
not
place.
gonna like well now I would don't even expect that. You not playing no like we not playing
No,
no
I'm
shooting
not
games
even
at
talking
all.
about shooting games. I'm talking about the like further like the progress of like him wanting to VR. I was like, shoot, for
And
for
he don't
text
understand. See what
time,
I'm
we are
saying?
gonna get the PS5, so that'll hold us off until the Switch 2 come out. When the Switch 2 come out, then bam, he'll have that, and then by that time,
And that's what I be
he
telling
might be
him.
13, 14, to where he
Dated.
be like,
Absolutely dated. Because I specifically asked me, you want a PS5, you want a VR. Maybe he picked the VR over the PS. That's why I was like, he worked the boy be like, no, this is how we gonna do it.
cause this how we
Instead
gonna do
his
it,
whole
right?
plan be instead of be on a whole other level. Like he be somewhere else and it's like you can't do that with him. You just never know with him. So you think you know, but you don't really know.
Yeah.
So it's
But
like one of those
situations.
situations. And it's just like my thing was how do I protect him but still not hinder him?
Yeah, but
Because
that goes along
again,
with every single thing when it comes to the future and like our kids having presence online.
yeah.
How can we protect them but also like let them experience the stuff that like
Mm-hmm.
everybody else in their peer group is doing? And it's like I don't mind you talking on the phone with your friend and playing the game like that. But now we're not gonna be like plugged into the full game to where you got your headset on and you could talk to like strangers out there. Because we are aware that on
People are
different
sick.
games we have weirdos that's out there. So it's a bunch of fans out there. So it's like to protect our kids from these weirdos, these fans, we gotta, you know what a fan is. Kendrick Lamar said it. You know what a fan is. Freaky ass nigga.
Oh wow.
To protect our kids from fans, we have to make sure that yes, you can play Fortnite. Yes, or yes, if you got a son and they are a daughter that want to play Call of Duty, yes, you can. But like, let's like limit our interactions with randos. We don't want them talking to too many random people because you already know that it could be anybody on the other line talking to your kids.
Stranger
And if
danger,
yeah,
baby.
stranger
Stranger
danger.
danger.
And if you're an old school COD
Like,
player, you know how the Call of Duty lobbies are. So we don't really, you shouldn't want your kid to like be introduced to the old school Call of Duty lobby
mhm,
because anything and everything can be said up in them bad boys, and you don't want your kids to like hear some stuff before it's time for them to hear some stuff.
mhm.
So it's like trying to protect them, but also trying to let them like experience the stuff. It's a thin line.
It's a very thin line because even like with the video games, that's Mark territory. So if Mark be like, nah, I'm usually on board because
Video
I
games
don't. That
and
ain't what
YouTube.
I do.
Like,
So it's just like, baby, that's
she
it.
just
Not in the
put time
song.
limits on it, but
I do because that's a whole nother thing that people don't do, and it's kind of like again, it's keeping them safe, but understanding what it's doing to their mental state and just a whole like they're developing in more ways than people really realize. That's why I didn't understand why it was so many kids with VR games. For what reason they're not ready? And then on top of it, it's bad back support, it's bad neck support. These kids is gonna be mushed by the time they hit teenage years because it's exposing them to too much too fast, too soon. So it's like that was frustrating because it's like, dang, like how do you do that in a world where all parents are not as safe as you and they may not understand it, but because they don't want their kids to feel left out with something, they'll let them do it anyway.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's pivoting it to your kid and being like, okay, for us, we can talk to our kid and let him know, like, hey, I don't think this is the best call right now. You get that, you understand? And like and try to put it in an age appropriate way for him to get it. He also understands that he's in a household where we really don't care about what the outside world is doing.
Yeah.
Like what we do in this house is what we do in this house. Like we don't really care about what's acceptable in the rest of the world. So it's that mix of the two, but it's not like a just you can't. It's not so strict to where he like we just on his neck. It's always a conversation. We try to get him to understand, but again, he a kid. So some things are just like you're not gonna get it, and that's just not happening, right? But
like even with him, like with your kids starting a YouTube page, like she wanted him to do just straight YouTube Kids, but I'm like, I get that, but it's much safer for you to do regular YouTube than to do YouTube Kids because there's too many weirdos on YouTube Kids.
Which I did not understand. Like, that type of stuff blow my mind. Like,
yeah, because anybody can make a profile and say that this video is dedicated for kids, but that doesn't mean that it's safe. Because remember, at one point he was watching some shit that was supposed to be YouTube Kids, but they was doing some cussing, they was doing a bunch of random killing and stuff like that, and it was like, see, yeah, nah, I'm finna block this because
like when they doing like
this
penis
is
jokes
weird.
and stuff, like
yeah,
like
they was wild, and like I forgot what that was. It was like some like little puppet like thing, but like it was wild, and then I'm like, bro, like, nah, we can't watch a little weird stuff like that because that's trying to like that's shaping your mind and it's molding into something way more different than what we need at this moment. So like let's pivot towards something else. So it's like even with like different people that he watch, I'm making sure that he's not watching like no weirdo.
Yeah. No, yeah, because it's still our responsibility to like guide them, and but still like understand that they have their own personalities and they are experimenting with who they are and like growing into who they're going to be. And as a parent, you want to be supportive of that. I did a video on TikTok, and I was saying that because we get so stuck as parents to think we can control everything, but then the things that we really should be taking control of, we don't, because we don't want to deal with that stuff. Like Mark was showing me a video of a lady and she was fighting with her son over his hair. And like, but you probably let him sit on YouTube all day. Like, that's not the fight to be having because like you have to make sure that we tell them like we still went outside. We had a little bit of a technology, but we still went outside, right? Like we still had.
You gotta make them touch grass, bro.
Like these kids literally do not have to have no interaction at all if they don't want to. And I feel like it is dope to see kids. Like he get with his friend and like they'll go outside and they'll still play or they'll get a board game. Like they not sitting on the game in here together like I thought they would. They're actually doing stuff. And I love that because I still want you to be a kid.
And after a while, we're gonna make them go outside and touch some grass too.
Yeah, I'm like you like go like I got a whole backyard, I got a front yard. Like you go do something else. Like, but kids you have to give them space to be kids, but you also have to be able to equip them for the world and literally guide them. Like I'm big on age restrictions. I'm big on time limits. Like too much tablet time, too much TV time, too much YouTube. That stuff affects your kids' behavior, regardless what anybody feels about it. It does. Like, go do the research.
Do the research. If you
But
got toddlers, like do the research. Why? Like, yeah, sure, Coco Melon has cool songs on there for them, or these other different type of cartoons like that. It's like it's cool and it keeps their attention, but you got to be aware of that because of like all the flashing lights and all of the like they're shortening their attention span. Like the videos are just long enough for them to where as soon as they know that the kid is going to lose their attention span, instantly something else comes on or the screen change or just different things. Like, I'm not sure if y'all was aware, but Coco Melon, like, they literally use toddlers to like dedicate their TV shows to toddlers. Like, they literally put a toddler in front of the thing and they aware of that as soon as that toddler start losing interest, they switch it. So that's why it seems like everything is so fast for them.
mm-hmm.
And that's the thing about a lot of different things online when it comes to just kids in general. It's trying to like build their attention span because at this moment, everybody's attention span is like is shot to hell. Like everybody, it's not just the kids, it's us adults too. Like our attention spans is gone. We used to have good attention spans, but when these different sites decided to put shorts into it, it's cutting our attention span back further and further. Because at one point everybody was watching videos, but then once they introduced shorts, now it's literally only 30 seconds. Yeah, sure, some people got a minute, some people got 3 minutes, some people got 5 minutes, but you're more prone to sit there and watch something that's 30 seconds.
And that's crazy because I watch a good 20-minute. Like I'm still very much so into long form content.
Yeah,
like,
I still like long
sit there
form
and watch a
content.
good 20-minute video. Like it got to be good for me to sit there for a whole 45 minutes or an hour. But you'll catch me on a 20 minute throughout the day. That's usually what I'm watching. I don't watch a lot of shorts and stuff. I don't even on TikTok. I be in people's lives. Like I don't even. Really, I just don't. Is because you have it's a training your mind and like not getting yourself too comfortable with one not understanding where the future is going, because like in the future these kids are going to be used to robots doing things for them. Like they're going to be used to seeing it's going to be common for us. It's just, for me, I can't speak for nobody else, but for me that's going to freak me out because that's just not. I still don't have Alexa in this house. I don't got no little robot thing cleaning my floor. I still do all that stuff myself manually because that's weird. I don't even use the dishwasher. Like I don't let nothing do nothing for me because that's just too weird for me.
Because in the next 5 years, we're gonna eventually start having robots. That's in 5 years, facts. Because Elon just did his little like he did a press briefing. And he pulled out the Android for real.
Yeah.
Like had him talking to people and everything. And he's saying that should be ready by no later than like 2030. Yeah. So it's like we're getting closer and closer to.
Like we didn't watch iRobot.
We're getting closer and closer to
why
robots.
Would we want that if we know how this ends? We watched it.
We almost at the Jetsons.
Okay, here you go.
Well, we are.
We're the flying car.
It's not about the cars flying at this moment. It's the simple fact of that cars can drive themselves now. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 5, 6 years ago, cars weren't driving themselves. We just started getting hybrids. Within 10 years from hybrids to now, cars are autonomous. That's a huge jump. When we was kids, we thought that we was going to be.
Car, so I don't
we thought that this like never really was gonna be true. And like, yeah, we're actually starting to live in that time to where like, bro, like in 5 years you can literally have you a personal robot.
Mm-hmm.
When we was kids, we talked about having a robot. Now as an adult, like you could really probably get you a robot. We was talking about that stuff like it was like, oh snap, like that's like a dream, like type stuff.
Well,
But
no,
it's
not really,
like,
because I had like little pet robots,
yeah, but those was little pet robots, little baby robots that got
but
double
that
A
was
batteries.
already programming us to normalize it.
Having robots.
Yeah.
Oh, because
Like
even
if
with
you
the
really think about it,
Tamagotchis,
yeah, that was already programming
programming
us
us
to
to
be like
digitally
okay with it. So how it freaks our parents out, it won't freak us out as much. It's literally a choice. Like we're like, do I want that or do I not? Because again, we're the test dummies for, and we still are.
Yeah.
We're still the test dummies for this stuff. Like, are we the generation that's gonna? How far are we gonna let technology take our kids? How far are we gonna train our kids in technology?
If you got a Tesla now, when your kids become age to drive cars, they're not gonna ever want to touch a gas car because they wouldn't understand it because they're not used to that. They're only used to either a car that can drive itself or like you got to charge this car up.
True.
Because they have been in they've been in electric for so long to where that's not even gonna be a second thought. It's instantly gonna be, nah, I don't want to like what to charge it, like how to charge this car.
Yeah.
It's like, but that's the thing. It's about teaching them how to be able to maneuver in the future, but still have some type of like awareness of everything.
Yeah, like you don't want your kids to be too dependent. Like I tell Santana all the time, like you control technology. Technology don't control you because it is at their fingertips with everything they don't have to type nothing into Google no more. They can literally just talk to it, right? Like now they don't need to know how to spell. All I gotta need to do is say it. If they can say it, that's good enough, right? Like they need to be able to like not because anything can still happen. Yes, it's still new, but we also have to be aware that anything can still happen at any given time to wipe all this out. And then it's gonna be a lot of adults too that are gonna be stuck. But at the same time, like I said, you don't want them to be behind. So like I'm teaching him how to type. I'm teaching him technology class. Like I'm getting into teaching him how to code and how to do different things because I also want you to be a producer, not just a consumer.
Yeah.
Like I don't want you to just consume technology and not know what to do with it or how it works or that it's other options. Like you said, with gas and electrical. Right now, there's options. You don't have to get a gas car. You don't have to get electrical. You can still get a gas car. In the future, it might go away. They're already trying to push for it where you can't have gas cars. So it might be a thing, but I still want you to be able to know how to start a gas car because I ain't getting rid of mine.
I'm keeping the gas
so
car.
I still want you to be able to function and do these things on your own. And like sometimes the internet wrong. Like, listen, we can't let them control everything. And so it's really trying to teach them how to be proficient, but still aware.
Because for them, literally the only thing that they know is the internet. Remember, for us,
it was a bill.
The internet didn't
be acting like y'all don't
instantly
know what dial-up
come on
was.
for us. We had to like literally wait.
Dial that thing up and bet not nobody call because now you got to start all over.
I know.
You got to start all over again.
But for them, the internet is literally in the palm of their hand.
Yeah, at any given time, everywhere. No matter where you go, they got to get signed in Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So
your phone got internet. Like
it's way different for them, and I can understand why a lot of kids don't really like to like watch different TV shows and stuff like that because the internet is literally in the palm of your hand. You can literally watch anything and everything that you want. So it's like it's confusing to them because they're kids.
Yeah.
But it's up to us to like teach them to do it the way that it's supposed to properly be done.
Yeah.
But I mean, the more the story of this episode, if you don't take anything from this, is pay attention to like what's going on online for your kids and don't be so quick to like shut stuff down when it comes to their future because you never know.
Yeah, you really never know. Because when he said YouTube, but I was like, oh, you're not gonna be one of them kids. You're not gonna be out here talking what you want to be. No, 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 no. But I had to understand like that's kind of where we're headed, and
Yeah,
like they're
everybody has a
taking,
YouTube page almost.
yeah, and like on top of them taking human jobs, because you gotta understand robots come like that's taking human jobs. Like they already marketing it to be like, oh, it could be your babysitter, it could be your assistant, it could be your driver, it could be your this, it could be, those are all jobs that regular people work and feel like that can't be taken away, and they're telling you it can. Like,
Automation is robots.
yeah, that you don't have to hire a babysitter, you don't have to hire a nanny no more. You could spend a good 20, 30, 50,000 on a robot, and that's your babysitter. And you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need a chef no more. You got this robot can go ahead and cook. Like, you don't have to pay people salaries anymore when you can just you could pay this machine to do it, and you're done.
You don't have to pay
Like,
the machine anything.
that's what I'm saying. You
Actually,
just gotta pay for the machine. Like, that's human jobs. So now people ain't gonna have no choice but to pivot to something, to something else. Who knows what that something else is? So it's really just equipping them, but don't be also so quick to just put it in their hands and leave it. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, don't just like, because honestly, y'all, VRs is not safe. It's not for kids. Like, if
Nah,
you read it's not for kids. They recommend it to be at least 12 to 13 before you even think about it. And when you read they only recommend it 15 minutes at a time for 12 and 13 because it's not for kids. VRs were never made for kids. They're made for adults. Adults start giving it to their kids. So now it's turning into a kid thing, and they haven't came out with one that's kid appropriate, right? So it's just kind of like, let's stop being so quick to toss our kids into things we don't understand, because a lot of people don't understand it. Instead of fighting about it or telling your kid no, we're also throwing them into it. So we got to learn how to have like a better middle ground. Like, we don't want to throw you into it and we don't want to shut you down, but let's sit down and figure this out.
yeah. Security.
It's hard, man. It's hard out here in this world.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard for us millennials out here trying to be parents. Like, these kids are stressing us out. You got technology, you got politics, listen, they doing too much. The economy ain't nothing. It's just too much. Like, sometimes y'all need to be taking me at. That's what I be like.
It's $300 to play basketball. Like,
When that went up, y'all. Like, come on. Like, we just be going with it. We just be like, okay, no, God dog it. When is listen? Let me shut up before they be talking about I'm inciting stuff. Listen.
so you got a rent.
I think that was my rent. Like, my rent is still on a kid basis because the video with the 7-year-old, because the little boy with the dress was like young.
No more than 10.
So it's kind of like, as parents, let's make sure that we are doing our due diligence to give our kids their identity. Like, we talk about self-love, and like, if somebody don't accept you for you, then you don't need them. People supposed to love you for you or like you for you, but as kids, you're trying to figure out who you are. And you as a parent can't necessarily tell them who they are because you don't really know them neither. Just like they don't really know you. Like, y'all are both learning each other. And I think if we go into a mindset of, I'm learning my kid as well as my kid is learning me, and y'all have to pivot like that, and you're here to guide them. But you have to in order to teach them self-love, you have to teach them to figure out what they're loving about themselves first. So I think as parents, we just need to do a better job of really understanding what self-love look like and what that means and what are the stages, what's appropriate. I ain't saying go out here and let them dye their hair crazy colors, because that's been a conversation too. I tell y'all, my kids take me through the ringer all the time. There's always some random stuff. And that's a no. But guess what? We can put a design in your head. You can do this, you can do that. Right now he's trying to grow his hair out. It's letting them experiment and really figure out who they are, what type of human being they want to be, and not put the expectations of who we want them to be. You can have expectations for your kids, but you can also give them the space to be who they are going to be, regardless of how you're going to feel about it in the future, because you only have reign over them for about 18 years legally. because we all know what them 16s, 15, them teenage years look like. You can avoid that if you just start letting them get used to being heard now. Like, let them be heard, let them feel seen, let them figure out how to love themselves, because they need to know who that person is. That's self-care. That's how you start teaching self-esteem. But just telling the baby, no, you can't, you put in too much work, you did this, and you, that ain't got nothing to do with that baby. That baby didn't ask for them dreads. Most kids walking around with dreads and not ask for dreads. That's the decision that y'all made to put the, and that's a big decision. That's just like when we was kids and all the mamas decided to perm the daughter's hair. Baby, we didn't ask for that. And now look at us. All us went natural, lost our minds, didn't know what the hell to do with our hair because it's been permed for so long. So now we got to start all over because it was too difficult for you, or you wanted this. And now we have to learn how to love something at our big ages that we ain't never had to do. So, like, it's the psychological. I really need people to get, if they can control your mind, they can control you. Mm-hmm. That's in every way, shape, or form and fashion. So we have to be careful of the things that we're exposing our kids to, what we're letting them be exposed to, and the things that we are also projecting onto them.
Or even what you exposed to, too.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you'll have somebody, oh, I'm getting into my rant.
Okay.
You'll have somebody out here that ain't never did nothing for the community and want to sit there and tell you that he upset at you because you ain't voting for this person. Like, how dare you? How dare you? You did nothing for the Black community. And you want to sit here and tell us that Black men is lacking because we don't want to vote for Kamala? That goes for Obama and that goes for Magic Johnson. Ooh. How dare y'all, bro? That's like, how dare y'all sit there and try to make Black men feel like that it's going to be our problem that she didn't win. If you want to vote for her, vote for her. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, because that's your own personal opinion. That's your right. You have the right to vote for whoever you want to. But don't sit there and project yourself up onto everybody else like we ignorant. See, that's the part that they don't like to say. That's the part that people glossing over. Once again, y'all trying to drag us back to the Democratic plantation because we're actually starting to understand what's been going on, and we starting to wake up. And it's like, oh, y'all think y'all finna wake up? Well, guess what? You ain't no Black man if you don't vote for this person.
That's why I'm like, is y'all really listening? Because y'all keep talking about it, they try to take us back. It like, the people that's really trying to take us back is right in y'all face. And it's kind of like, are y'all not, they really gonna take, like, they taking it back in y'all face.
They the ones that started all of it, bro. Like, but for you to sit there and like you come out of nowhere and tell us like you upset with the Black man because we don't want to vote for her. Oh, the reason why the Black man don't want to vote for her because we have a problem with a woman being a president. Bro, are you aware that all of our mamas always had control over everything that we did for our whole entire lives because a bunch of us Black men didn't have daddies in the house? So we're not upset because a woman's going to be a president. We had women presidents in our family our whole entire life. So that has nothing to do with it. It's the whole simple fact of that you got a woman that say that she's supposed to be Black, but she got every single accent up in the world. It's a simple fact of that y'all want to put these celebrities in our face and want to tell us and want to ridicule the Black man because we finally thinking for ourselves. That's not our fault that we want to. Actually, it is our fault why we want to think for ourselves. And what's wrong with that? I don't see a problem with a Black man wanting to think for himself and wanted to maneuver his family in the way that he did. If we all pick the person that we pick and we was wrong with it, as a Black man, we're going to stand on that. But we don't need another supposed to be Black man to come out here and chastise us, because that's what they're doing. They're trying to chastise us. But they ain't helping you financially. They ain't helping you mentally. They ain't helping you physically. They ain't doing none of that. But they can come out every 4 years and try to tell us who to vote for. Nah, that ain't how that work no more. That was them dudes back in the days. The new dudes these days, us, the millennials and further, we ain't going for that. None of us is going for that. Yeah, sure, you got your handful that's gonna go along to get along, but majority of us ain't going for that, bro. Like y'all gotta come up with something better than that. If y'all think y'all gonna give us the same rhetoric that y'all been spilling at us for the past 15, 16 years, bro, we grew up hearing that. We voted your ass in, fam. Remember, us millennials was the ones that helped get you in office. And what you did for us?
Baby, dead.
Nothing.
Man, we all in debt.
As soon as you got in office, student loans went up to the
Through the
roof.
roof.
We all sitting over here fighting off the student loan people. You want to talk about the Obamacare situation? Well, that don't help nobody. Do he really care if we not immigrants? Because that's where everything go. Everything go to the immigrants. What happened to the black community? Every single time that it's a Democrat up in office for the black community, guess what goes to shit? The black community. Think about it. And that's all it is. To just really think about it, bro. Like, don't let these dudes sit over here and try to bully you. When you read his book, he sit there and said he had to learn how to be a black man. Bro, I don't have to learn how to be a black man. I was born a black man in America.
Good
Like, you
boy.
got all these people out here that ain't even really black trying to tell us how to be a black person. We got to logically think about that. And we sitting over there getting up on Drake because he half, but he at least knows somewhat how to be a black man in America. And he's not even American. So he don't even have to worry about being a black man in America.
Yeah, that's true. But this is America. Like, this is America. Like, people feel like black is a skin tone now. It's not a race like it used to be. And everybody want to piggyback off of that race because of the skin tone. And it's like, no.
We that word that they scared for you to say. We them niggas, you feel me? Like, we are.
I was trying to catch him before he said, I knew he was gonna do it. Okay.
I mean, but it's the truth. We are. Like, you go look at your granny birth certificate. It's gonna say it on there.
If she is one.
Well, yeah, if she fully black from the United States, a black American,
That's what
it's
I'm
gonna
saying.
say
I'm
that.
like,
You feel
again,
me? And then on top of that, it's these other ones that's coming over here from everywhere else, and they trying to say we don't know where we come from. We come from America. Why the hell would we want to say we come from somewhere that they sold us? Nah, fam, we Americans, bro. Like, in all, I know a bunch of y'all don't like, y'all not liking America at this moment, but that's literally something that they're forcing you to think that you don't like, because we living in some of the best days ever when it comes to American. Yeah, sure, the money wise ain't right, and like the way that stuff ain't right, but you got to think about it. If we can get this money situation situated, stuff will be like jumping for us up in America.
here's
It's
the
just we
thing.
got people in the way that want to keep us from progressing.
Mhm.
And if we continue to vote the way that we voting or going
Which
down
is
the path that we
crazy.
going, we're not going to progress like we always say that we're trying to do. So if we want to progress, we got to start thinking for ourselves. And that's whether you don't want to vote or you do want to vote. But make sure that you're doing it on your own accord.
Mhm.
Don't let nobody persuade you to like do something that you don't want to do. Because that's something that you got to live with. That's something that you and your family got to live with. You feel me?
Yeah. And like, here's the thing with that, like
We talking politics until after the election.
we
Because y'all need to be on top of this because there's
yeah,
a lot
we
that's
have to
going
talk
on.
about it, yeah.
So like
It's part of it.
I have to talk about this every single time. And I'm aware that a lot of people that listen to us is probably not into politics, but like I'm gonna put y'all on some game every episode. As you can tell, since the beginning of this election season, I'm dropping different stuffs about politics when it comes to this podcast because that goes along with the future. In order for us, our generation, the millennials, to have a better future, we have to be more politically aware.
Yeah, that's true. They're getting us on that. Because here's the thing, our ancestors did not fight for us to be this lazy. Like, they didn't fight for us to sit here and be like, well, we don't care about the right. We don't care that they are in our face taking democracy. that we don't care about standing up for the rights that we actually have. They did not fight and sacrifice their lives for us to not give a damn. Like, and it's really, and everybody always talking about the ancestors this, the ancestors that. Like, that is disrespectful to the ancestors. We are their dream. Everybody walking around with the black shirt. Oh, I am my ancestors' dream. You are, and I need you to take that serious. You actually are.
You your
And
parents' dream.
what they did.
You your great grandparents' dream.
Yeah.
You your regular grandparents. You ain't even got to go back great. You can go back to your granny.
Yeah.
You your granny
because the
dream.
things that we are doing today, they would not have thought to do. They would not have thought they could do it. They did not have the access to do it. And they didn't have the voices to do it. We have that, and we're not doing anything with it. Like, that is disrespectful to the ancestors. That is disrespectful for us to be wearing stuff like that. And it's Black Matter, Black Lives Matter, which is bull, because we let some people take that Black lives didn't mean nothing to them. But I digress. Like, we have to do a better job of understanding the difference. They polluted Blackness to the point where it doesn't matter. And it's not a lot of us left. That's what I need people to understand too.
You look at the NBA.
Black is not a skin tone like they're trying to get us to believe. Everybody did not go through the struggle of slavery. Everybody did not build their backs off of America. But everybody feels like because of their skin tone, they can come over here and they can get the right to say that they're Black because what? Political wise, they're going to treat you like, no, they're actually not. Because once they see that you're not that, it changes. It does change. You can't say that it doesn't. Mm-hmm. Me, on the other hand, my family, my kids, where I come from, it does not change. They're going to see Black. Mm-hmm. That is what is on my birth certificate. That is not Jamaican. It's not Caribbean. It's not Middle Eastern. It's not African. It's not none of that. It is Black. Mm-hmm. That is what I am from here. If any, I'm not, and I don't, and I'm not saying that any of my people come from slavery because I don't know that. I haven't known that to be in my family line as of yet. But however, I know I am from here. And if anybody has the right to say who built a background, my grandfather fought for this country.
If you a real Black American, your grandfather fought for the Buffalo Soldiers, especially if you was in the South.
And my great-grandfather did that. So yes, I take it a little bit more personal when people are like, oh, well, we fought for this, we fought for that. But there's a lot of people who ain't fought for nothing because your people not even from here. Your mama not from here. Your grandparents not from here. They from over the way. So no, while we was having this fight over here, we're not talking about the fight y'all was having because we're not all the same. Your fight and our fight is two different fights. Mm-hmm. So that, and it's not to divide people. We can understand that we are all different, but it's something about claiming something that you're not over a skin tone. That Black is not a skin tone. It is a race. And they've watered it down so much they want us to feel like it is just a skin tone and we're all lumped together and we all have the same fight, and that's not true. So we're going to run around here and say our ancestors did this, our ancestors did that. We need to do a better job of keeping it going. What are we going to do? What are we going to actually fight for? Because we're not fighting for our kids. The education system is trash. You think our ancestors fought to have a trash education system when they were fighting for us to be educated? Really? We're not fighting for our rights that they literally sacrificed their lives for us to be able to vote. Mm-hmm. For us to be able to have a say in who we want to decide on, not who they keep telling us we need to decide on. Like, and then they calling out your manhood, they calling out your blackness because you won't do what the masses say do. If that ain't slavery, I don't know what is. So we have to just do a better job of educating ourselves and fighting and being what our ancestors were and continue to pivot that for our kids. Because right now, as a whole, we're just not doing a good job.
Nah, we not. We ain't. And we got to step it up. In all honesty, like us Black Americans, we got to step it up. Cause our ancestors want us to step it up. Remember, some of our grannies and some of our grandpas, they didn't even have, all they had was a 5th grade education.
Fact.
So it's like, if we want to make them proud, like, we got to really like do what we need to do for our families, and like making sure that like we all survive and still be in America. Because the way that the rate is going, you can already tell if you look at the NBA, when was the last time they put a real black man up in there? Yeah, LeBron's son is a black man, but besides him, how many is really just fully black? And that's not price skin. Like, because a bunch of the NBA stars is mixed. Trust and believe. You seen what they did to baseball. You think that ain't coming to the NBA? You think that ain't going to the... We only got one place to go, and that's the NFL. And guess what? The NFL get paid the least. So you see where they pushing us black Americans to. They pushing us to, at least if you do get some money, you're going to get the least of money, but you're going to hurt yourself the worst.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, we ain't trying to put our kids in sports. We want our kids to run businesses. That's what we doing in our generation. I ain't trying to shit on nobody if they want their kid to work. If you want to teach your kids to be a worker, let them be a worker, you feel me? But
Just teach them to think.
teach them to think on their
Like,
own.
just independently think is just what we lacking. Like, and like us as parents have to know how to guide that. Like, that independent thinking that needs to be a part of the future, because right now that's what they're attacking. You don't. They have your mind. They have you. If I know this took a dark turn, y'all, my bad. He started it, okay, but
because it needed to be said.
it did.
I know it's a long episode, but like, if you rock with us through this whole entire thing, like, go on, give us a like, go on, give us a comment, and go on, tell a friend about it.
And let us know in the comments what some of your kids been like stressing you about that you just like, you know what, I can't, not. You had to tell them no about it. Let us know. Share, care to share.
Yeah, we want to listen. But with that being said, I'm Hunt.
I'm Kiki.
This is the Hunt Life Podcast. Hunt Life.
Live dreams. Bye, y'all.
What's good, people? Before y'all leave, don't forget to like, share, and comment. Oh, and follow us at
Hunt Life the Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and here on YouTube. Please hit the subscribe button. You can also find me at I'm the Key on Instagram, and you can follow us on Hunt Life Co. on Instagram and TikTok.
And you can find me on Mr. Hunt Bubbles on everywhere. Mr. Hunt Bubbles on everything, and also Hunt Files. And don't forget, if you got any comments or any statements or anything that you want to leave us, you can always find us up on Instagram and Hunt Life the Podcast. Have a great day, y'all.
Bye, y'all.
Hunt Life, live dreams.